Mr. Gibson, 2 items. File item 5, AB 2055. File item 8, AB 2365. Are you going to go in file order? 5 and 8?
Yeah, 2055.
2055. All righty. This is a suspense candidate. Okay, your file item number 5. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman and members. Thank you for allowing me to present Assembly Bill 2055, which seeks to support California's efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions throughout California's trade corridor. In 2015, Governor Brown issued an executive order which directs the creation of a freight plan, which has a goal of moving freight and through the economy to zero emissions and near zero emissions equipment in its infrastructures. This is a notable and a commendable goal. However, the success of this plan will depend on the state's support and investments. And AB 2055 seeks to provide 25% set aside within the California compete tax credit, specifically for the freight and goods movement sectors. This bill will ensure that the necessary support systems are in place to meet the emissions reduction goals while maintaining a competitiveness across our nation's economy. Here with me to provide supporting testimony will be a member from the Pacific Maritime Trades Shipping Association.
Thank you very much. Witnesses in support?
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members. Mike Jacob with PMSA, representing ocean carriers and marine terminal operators. And as Mr. Gibson said, we're looking for an ability to align the state's policy goals in terms of trade with its investment capabilities. One of the places where it's shown the greatest ability to advance business interests in terms of making sure people are investing and keeping business and jobs in California is with California Competes, and we'd like to have a seat at the table once the tax credit is reauthorized, if it is reauthorized in 2 years.
Thank you very much. Additional witnesses in support, witnesses in opposition, questions of the committee. Before you close, Mr. Gibson, I would again note that this is a suspense candidate, and I did have a question of Mr. Jacobs or yourself, if either of you know. Is this is just one of a couple of different tax type measures that PMSA is pursuing in this legislative session, correct?
That's right. Yes.
So they're not the same ones that are in different houses?
That's right.
Okay.
There's a suite of different bills. Mr. O'Donnell has a bill addressing greenhouse gas emissions reduction fund directly, which is complementary but not the same as this. Senator Lara has a bill on a sales tax exemption for equipment, which again is different and predicated differently. They all have similar timelines. They all sunset in the same period, and they're all tied to the Sustainable Freight Draft Plan, which was released by the administration last Friday.
If enacted in total, those 3 bills, what would that mean for the members of your association in terms of the fiscal incentive?
Well, I think that's the key question is depending on whether or not, with respect to this bill, whether or not the tax credit gets reauthorized, right, then we would be able to compete against all the other folks within the trade corridor. So that would mean equipment for zero emissions and near zero emissions at warehouses and at trucking yards and intermodal yards and rail yards and marine terminals. We'd all be able to compete for whatever that pot of money is when we have new projects coming forward. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. With that, Mr. Gibson, you may close.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. And committee, I'll just respectfully ask for an aye vote when this bill comes off or be heard into the suspense committee.
Wonderful. Without objection, AB 2055, we move the suspense, and then we're going to take up now file item 8, AB 2365. This is a vote item, so we will be calling the roll on this item.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair and members. Thank you for allowing me to present Assembly Bill 2365, which seeks to ensure that the borrowers...
There's a motion by Bro, a second by Quirk.
Thank you very much. With me, I have Mr. Bill Duplessis here, who provides supporting testimony, as well as the State Board of Equalization.
Witnesses in support.
Mr. Chairman and members, Bill Duplessis representing the California Pawnbrokers Association. On occasion, a pawn customer who loses an item through the period of a pawn loan, which is 4 months long, and there's a 10-day waiting period, and by operation of law, title passes from the client to the pawnbroker. No other action need be taken. Unfortunately, if in the subsequent weeks or days or months someone comes back wanting their item, it has to be sold back to them because title is passed. What this bill does is essentially give a grace period of 6 months, if you will. If the person wants to come back and redeem their item, they may do so, and they would not be charged sales tax on it. It actually is quite an emotional reaction when people have to pay sales tax a second time on an item. And we're hopeful and very cooperative. The Board of Equalization has been very, very cooperative in helping us. We had attempted to do this through regulation, and we were told at the 11th hour that the BOE did not have the statutory authority to make this change. So the Board of Equalization jumped into the breach and is sponsoring the bill. So,
thank you. Additional witnesses?
Yes, Michelle Peelsticker, State Board of Equalization. We're the co-sponsors of this bill, and we urge your support. Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional witnesses in support? Witnesses in opposition? Questions of the committee? Mr. Gibson, before you close, would you be willing to add a 5-year sunset to this bill, as is the case with most of these tax credits? Is that a problem?
Absolutely.
Okay. So the amendment, this is a due pass recommendation as amended to appropriations. You may close, Mr. Gibson.
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Chair and committee. I respectfully ask for an aye vote. I think this is a sensible measure and a sensible approach to take.
Thank you so very much. With that, Secretary, call the roll.
Ridley Thomas. The motion is due pass as amended to appropriations. Ridley Thomas.
Aye.
Ridley Thomas. Aye. Bro. Aye. Bro. Aye. DeBobney. Gibson.
Aye.
Gibson. Aye. Mullen. Aye. Mullen. Aye. O'Donnell. Aye. O'Donnell. Aye. Patterson. Patterson. Aye. Quirk.
Aye.
Quirk. Aye. Wagner. Wagner. Aye.
Thank you.
8-0.
8-0. The bill is out. We have concluded our regular order of business and will now proceed to vote on bills that are on our committee suspense file. The suspense list is being handed to colleagues at the time. This bill represents the fiscal bills that are non-tax levies. All tax levies on the suspense. Oh, I'm sorry, never mind. These are tax levies. I apologize, colleagues. I was incorrect. So without objection, we'll substitute the roll call from the regular order of business to the suspense file portion of this hearing. What are we waiting for, Mr. DeBobney? Wait a minute till the remainder of the sheets are handed out. I think we're waiting for Mr. DeBobney. Check on his attendance. We can wait for him.
Here he is.
Mr. Vice Chair. Thank you. So we're going to bring up the first bill on suspense, which is file item 1. This enjoys yeah, got it. A due pass as amended. The bill is moved by Bros, and the recommendation is a 2019 sunset, and will make the bill's provisions contingent upon appropriation in the annual budget act. For the first bill only on suspense, I'll need a motion and a second. There's a motion by Bro, a second by Quirk. That's out on an A roll call. File item 2, Lopez, AB 1791 is due pass as amended to appropriations. We're going to add a 2019 sunset and make the bill's provisions contingent upon an appropriation in the annual budget act. File item 4, the recommendation. Go ahead.
Which roll call is that? I did not hear.
A roll call on file item 2.
We substitute our motion and second for the rest of the.
You need to a motion, and then you have to say substitute the motions and the remaining below the suspense.
Okay, on the Bro motion and the Quirk second, we're going to substitute that motion and second for the remaining bills on suspense without objection. All right, file item 4, AB 2040 Melendez. The recommendation is due pass as amended to appropriations. Add a 2019 sunset date. Make the bill's provisions contingent upon an appropriation in the annual budget act, and place an income limit on any taxpayer eligible for the credit of 120% of area median income. That's an A roll call. On file item 5, Gibson, AB 2055 is recommendation is due pass with amendments to the Committee on Appropriations. I'm sorry, that's without amendments, rather. That's out on an A roll call. File item 7, AB 2140 with Hernandez. This is a due pass recommendation with amendments. We're going to specify legislative intent to move $4.5 million in accumulated credits to the Joe Cerna Farm Worker Program. That's an A roll call. File item 9, Nazarian, AB 2392. The chair's recommendation is due pass as amended. To appropriations, these are the technical amendments listed on page 7 of the analysis. That's all in an A roll call. File item 10, AB 2472, Linder. The chair's recommendation is due pass as amendment. There's a 2019 sunset date, and will make the bill's provisions contingent upon an appropriation of the annual budget. That's out on an A roll call. File item 11, Gatto. This is a due pass as amended recommendation to the Committee on Appropriations. We would apply the exemption to C Corps that are entirely owned by the mutual funds they manage, and that provide management services to those mutual funds at cost, and we would add a 5-year sunset date. That's out on an A roll call. File item 12, AB 2518, Gomez. This is a due pass as amended recommendation to add a sunset of 2020. That's an A roll call. File item 13. We're going to take this up for a vote. The chair recommends a no vote. The vice chair recommends an aye vote. Secretary, call the roll.
What item are we?
File item 13, AB 2540 Melendez. The chair is recommending a no vote. The vice chair is recommending an aye vote. Go ahead, Secretary.
The motion is due pass.
It would be due pass, yeah.
The motion is due pass to appropriations. Ridley Thompson.
No.
Voting, O'Donnell. Wagner. Aye. Fails 3-4.
The bill fails 3-4. File item 14, AB 2544, Allen. Chair's recommendation is due pass as amendment to appropriations. and the amendments will specify the legislature's intent to improve access to capital, include a sunset date of 2020, and name the act the Access to Angel Investors Act. That's out on a roll call. File item 15, Mainshine, AB 2582. The recommendation is due pass as amended to the Committee on Appropriations with the 5-year sunset and technical amendments suggested by the Franchise Tax Board. That's out on an A roll call. File item 16, Lopez, AB 2625. The recommendation is due pass as amendment with the sunset date of 2020. That's out on an A roll call. File item 17, AB 2647 by Garcia. Chair's recommendation is due pass as amended. We're going to strike the contents of the bill, extend the sunset of the coin program to 2027, and increase the coin credit authorization to $24 million in tax credits annually. That's out on an A roll call. File item 18, Mullen, AB 2668. The recommendation is due pass as amended to the Committee on Appropriations will limit the relief to those with household incomes of less than the median income of the county and adopt technical amendments set forth in the committee analysis. That's out on an A roll call. File item 19, Harper. We will hold in committee. Would you like to do a substitute motion? So what's the request?
So we vote first on if we're going to adopt a substitute.
And
I need a motion and a second.
Chair's recommendation.
yeah, so my recommendation is to hold on suspense. I'll ask for a no vote on the substitute motion. The vice chair will ask for an aye vote. Secretary, call the roll.
I need a motion and a second, whether we're going to accept.
So yeah, there'll be a motion by Bro, a second by Patterson. Secretary, call the roll. The chair is recommending a no. The vice chair is recommending an aye.
On whether to accept the substitute, chair asking for no, Bro asking for aye, majority of those present and voting. Ridley Thomas.
No.
Ridley Thomas, no. Bro. Aye. Bro, aye. DeBobney. No. DeBobney, no. Gibson. No. Gibson, no. Mullen. Not voting. Mullen, not voting. O'Donnell. Aye. O'Donnell, aye. Patterson. Aye. Patterson, aye. Quirk.
Not voting.
Quirk, not voting. Wagner.
Aye.
Wagner, aye.
Is that the substitute motion fails?
No, it's 43.
Oh, it's 43? Oh, it passes? Who? Yeah, he abstained. So for...
I have, excuse me, Bro is an aye. O'Donnell is an aye.
Yeah,
Patterson is an aye. And Wagner is an aye.
right.
I have as no Ridley Thomas, DeBobney, and Gibson. It is a majority of those present and
President,
voting.
I got it.
4-3. We accept the substitute.
Okay, we accept the
On the
substitute.
substitute, which is due pass.
That would be the substitute motion is due pass.
I need a motion and a second on that.
Bro and Patterson, motion and second. Again, the chair is recommending a no vote. The vice chair is recommending an aye vote. Secretary, call the roll.
Motion is due pass to appropriations. Ridley Thomas?
No.
Ridley Thomas, no. Bro? Aye. Bro, aye. DeBobney? No. DeBobney, no. Gibson? No. Gibson, no. Mullen?
No.
Mullen, no. O'Donnell?
Aye.
O'Donnell, aye. Patterson? Excuse me? Patterson, aye. Quirk?
Not voting.
Quirk, not voting. Wagner?
Aye.
Wagner, aye. Motion fails 4-4.
The motion fails 4-4. The bill is dead. File item 20, AB 2675, Chu. The chair's recommendation is due pass as amended. It's out on an A roll call. File item 21, AB 2676. The chair's recommendation is due pass as amended to appropriations with the following amendments. A sunset date of 2019 to remove the increase in the maximum adjusted gross income cap, to remove the bill's current credit percentages and instead provide the following. For those with adjusted gross income under $40,000, raise the credit to 65%, and for those with adjusted gross income with adjusted gross income between $40,000 and $70,000, raise the credit to 50%. That's out on an A roll call. File item 22, AB 2694, Lackey. Chair's recommendation is due passage amendment to appropriations with the following amendments. Strike the sections of the bill that increase adjusted gross income threshold. Sunset the bill in the year 2020 and increase the credit by $10 for individuals and by $20 for married filers filing jointly. That is out on an A roll call. File item 23, AB 2726, McCarty. The chair's recommendation is due pass to the Committee on Appropriations. That's an A roll call. File item 24, AB 2771, Irwin. The chair's recommendation is due pass to the Committee on Appropriations. A roll call. File item 25, 28, AB 2817, Chu. The chair's recommendation is due pass with amendments to the Committee on Appropriations. Will make the bill contingent upon an appropriation of the Annual Budget Act and include technical amendments as discussed on page 10 of the analysis. That's an A roll call. File item 26, AB 2818, Chu. Chair's recommendation is due pass as amended. Technical amendments discussed on page 9 of the analysis will be included, and we'll ask that the author continue working on those technical aspects of the bill. That's an A roll call. File item 27, AB 1556, Mathis. The chair's recommendation is due passage amendment amended to the Committee on Appropriations will add a 2020 sunset and provide that the bill will become inoperative if the Commission on State Mandates determine that there are general fund associated costs. That's out on an A roll call. File item 28, AB 1561, Garcia. That's the chair's recommendation is due pass to the Committee on Appropriations. That's out on an A roll call. File item 29, AB 1562, Kim. The chair's recommendation is due pass as amended to the Committee on Appropriations. Will limit the exemption to 1 day, apply the exemption only to the state portion of the sales and use tax rate, and sunset the bill on January 1, 2018. That's out on an A roll call. File item 30, AB 1683, Eggman. The chair's recommendation to due pass as amendment to the Committee on Appropriations will remove all allocation increase, and secondly, provide that the Speaker and the Senate Rules Committee shall each appoint one legislator to the CAFTA Board as ex officio members, and 3, declare legislative intent to make the program operate on a competitive application basis. That's out on an A roll call. File item 31, AB 2334, Mullen-Ting, will decrease the amount of the allocation on an ongoing basis from $300 million to $250 million. We will also add Assembly Member Eggman as a principal co-author. The recommendation is due pass to the Committee on Appropriate. Due pass is amended to the Committee on Appropriations. That is out on an A roll call. And finally, the file item 32, AB 2768, Thurman, will recommend due pass as amended to the Committee on Appropriations. Limit credits to on an original and timely filed return. Delete the 9-year carryover provisions and adopt technical analysis, technical amendments as outlined in the committee analysis. With that action, that's out on an A roll call.
We have a couple of add-ons.
And we'll take any add-ons at this time prior to the conclusion of our hearing. Thank you.
Item number 3, Mullen. The bill is passed. Mullen, aye. Item number 6, that bill has passed. Gibson? Aye. Gibson, aye. Mullen? Aye. Mullen, aye. Okay.
With that, the Committee on Revenue and Taxation's business is adjourned.